Okay, folks, we're talking about LSU football today. Les Miles, the future of LSU football. We just found out recently that Felipe Frank's the commitment out of Florida, that LSU was committed to LSU to come to play for LSU here real soon. Decommitted, so he's gone. So LSU's number one class from next year, I think, is on the downfall because of basically what's going on with Les Miles. So all these boosters and donors, blood donors, who think that what they're doing or saying in the newspaper, which they are saying in the newspaper because they sure can't report it. They're telling The Advocate and also NOLA.com and all these different newspapers in Baton Rouge. And also they even leak stories to ESPN as well, what they're going to do. But it's going to be really interesting because even Tim Tebow said that if they get rid of Les Miles, he's going to come back and beat them. If he's still winning, he goes to a rival. Yeah. So, what Nick Saban does right now. So, it just seems like a pattern. That's what LSU athletics or university or the football team is really dealing with right now. Back in the 90s, they had a chance to hire Steve Spurrier, or was it the 80s? It was early 90s. And they said no. He went to Florida, and if you look at all the victories that Florida had over LSU in the 90s when Spurrier was at coaching, they were a substantial, big amount of points because he just didn't let up. He didn't let up on them. I guess they really ticked him off. Really, I think LSU athletics or the football team or whoever it is who's in control of the AD, they're really, in the past, they really pissed off a lot of coaches, like Steve Spurrier. Now, looks like they're doing the same thing. And revenge is not a good thing. It is not a good thing for a coach to come back and play here and whoop up on you. So, in saying that, it just doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all. Hopefully they'll keep Miles around for a couple more years, 2 or 3 more years. Let him finish out his contract because the guy can recruit. He can recruit well. He's got a great record, 110 wins with 31 losses, I believe it is. What other coach besides Nick Saban has that or does that? I know Stoops is pretty good. Let's see. There's a few other coaches. Excuse me, on the yard. I'm actually driving to New Orleans right now. And by the way, this is daily college football. So Stoops has done that. Urban Meyer has done quite well. Nick Saban has done quite well, of course. But other than that, there's not a lot of coaches out there have done that. Had 110 wins with 31 losses. So I heard from other people that like the Bible says, you sow whatever you sow. That's what you're gonna get. So. And that's not good. You reap what you sow. So, I hope from their standpoint or from the past that they do keep Les Miles on and let him prove he can turn things around. Give him a chance to turn things around. And if Nick Saban goes to Texas or Indianapolis Colts, we want LSU won't have to deal with Nick Saban. So until Texas is in the championship game, and then they'll have to deal with them then they make it to the championship game. But that's pretty much my take on this right now. I was at the press conference yesterday at the luncheon, and Miles told the media that he's not interested in answering any questions about his current situation, job situation, as far as the AD questions and speculation on his job. So if you have any questions about that A&M game or any other questions in that matter, you can go ahead and ask me. If not, then I'll give you 2 minutes. Sure enough, 7 reporters in Baton Rouge and New Orleans popped off 7 questions about his firing or whatever the situation was. It's like, you got to listen to the person. You have to listen to someone, especially if, they're in a position like that, LSU coach. And it's like they have no respect for Les Miles, They really don't. And I'm a reporter, I'm a journalist, but, there is a thing called respect and sensitivity, and to respect the man's job, And when he asks you not to ask questions about that, guess what? You're not supposed to. That's it. It's kind of like the kid in the candy store, Mom, I want my candy. I want my candy. No, you need to just wait and find out the details later. Just wait. That's just the way it is. Or son, wait till we get home. You can have your candy then. Yeah, I just feel like a lot of journalists and reporters, they stick their necks out there and they write reports and they do this and do that, and what if it's not true? There goes your credibility. ESPN is also reporting on some stuff about Les Miles, but saying the sports athletics and advisors and the boosters who pretty much run the program, kind of like shareholders. The boosters at LSU are definitely like shareholders. They don't really see what's fit or what's best for the coaches or the university. They just want to put money in their pocket. So that's definitely very interesting. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see about the outcome. There, like Matt Moscona said from 105.5, 104.5 FM. ESPN, there won't be nothing happening this week, so just get off your Twitter accounts and stop asking questions and just wait. Gonna have to wait till after the A&M game, probably after the regular season, to find out what's going to happen in this situation. But it was very interesting yesterday. Oh boy, I tell you, during the luncheon, oh man, it was heating up. I kind of poked at a few reporters and journalists there. I called them bartenders, which, bartenders stir things up all the time. They stir up drinks, but instead of stories. But, I kind of got into a few things with a few people, but it's all good. I have to understand that you have to be a journalist. You have to be a reporter, and Les Miles is a very likable guy. He's a great guy, great person. Even with just how he's conducted himself over the season and the last 11 years at LSU. So I've been covering LSU sports for the last 3 years, so it's easy to get a little emotional and tied up into the program. And Les is very personal, so he's just a very good person, great coach, and it's easy to be somewhat of a fan even as a reporter. So, but these reporters, they do have a job to do. People do have a job to do. It's a business. So he treats them professionally. We treat him professionally, so to speak. And it's just very interesting. I never really came across anything like this before, as far as someone getting fired or hired, or even speculation of that. So there was a Tulane reporter that was there yesterday for the interviews for LSU football for the players, and he says he's been to 40 of these. So he's been covering Tulane football for a long time. Of course, Tulane's always had their problems. They've always hired and fired coaches, and so I can understand that. Program has been kind of up and down for the last 30 years anyway. Probably longer than that. But that's pretty much the case here on the way to New Orleans, like I said before. And we'll have more updates for you as the as things progress. We'll meet with Les Miles tomorrow around 5, the local media, after they have practice. And we'll give you some updates after that. Until then, this is Daily College Football signing off. Have a great day. Bye.